We're told from a very young age that life is difficult and challenging. Then most people in our lives spend their time trying to reinforce this belief, complaining about their work, piling on chores, and telling you that it's preparing you for the real world. And we watch. As children, we watch. Our parents be miserable. Our grandparents be miserable. Our teachers be miserable. So many people being miserable at their work and their life that it seems like almost a revolutionary act when we find someone that's happy at their job. And there's a difference in the work, a difference in the life, a difference in that person who just loves what they do. Throughout our lives, parents, teachers, and family all conditioned us to believe that the world is a hard place, that we have to bear, struggle with, and only occasionally enjoy, but never enjoy too much, lest you bear the consequences of not taking life seriously. And that becomes the curse of the happy person at their work, that they don't take their job seriously. If they did, they wouldn't be so happy and cheery and joyful about it. Thus, they become suspect. People begin to wonder, is that happy teacher that has the class laughing actually teaching the students? Is that person always smiling and goofing around, being as productive as the other people? And the worst thing you can be in life is to be considered unserious. People say it, in fact, with derision, he's not a serious person. They don't take their job seriously. Because to so many people, to take your job seriously is to be miserable at your job, to be anxious and stressed about getting the work done. Every movie shows the person who is relaxed and calm about life as being a derelict and often foolish, leeching off other people, struggling to get by, and not caring much about the ups and downs of life. And the smart people, the stressed out, freaked out, going to accomplish no matter what, even if they die, we respect these people even when they fail, because they are playing the game that we accept. They see the world like we're taught to see the world. But why does work have to be work? Why can it not be play? Why does one have to do something instead of getting to do it? Why can't life be a dance that we appreciate instead of a march from the womb to the grave? As we grow up, we lose the play that we look at in life, told to put away our childish ideas and to join the real world. And the real world then must be the world of boredom and work and responsibility. And none of this, of course, can be any fun. No, because life is serious, and it's important that you take it seriously. But we've all been deceived, taken in by the idea that this existence must be taken so very seriously at every moment. And because of that, we suffer endlessly when there is no reason to suffer at all. We mourn that which has no need to be mourned. We relive again and again every one of our failures and setbacks, each time trying to make sense of them, each time trying to define them, each time thinking that if we focus on them enough, we won't repeat them. And yet we continue to repeat them again and again, because suffering is what we have come to expect from life. Disappointment, dissatisfaction. These are what we consider the real world, and everything else to be fantasy or privilege. But life wasn't ever meant to be taken so seriously. Life was never meant to be work or suffering. In truth, life is the greatest cosmic dance, a movie playing out from behind our eyes, meant to elicit our emotions, to give us the ups and downs of existence, but to leave them behind and move forward onto the next thing in front of us. For when you begin to accept the world as it is, when you don't fight the world, when you stop trying and just start doing, silencing that narration in your mind that tries to say this is work, or tries to tell you this is play, and instead allow everything to just be what it is in the moment, to accept it as it is without attaching meaning to it or even purpose beyond what is being done, then what you begin to experience, what you begin to see, is that life is exactly as it's supposed to be. Now, I know that is hard for many people to accept. Quickly, the moment you hear this, you point to the horrors going on around the world, countries invaded, people massacred, people starving, and how can you say that it is all perfect and as it should be? You may have personally had great horrors befall you, things that no one but you could truly understand the pain of. And to hear that the universe is perfect, that life is perfect, that all that you experience and all that is experienced is perfect and need not be taken seriously, may sound outright foolish, or at best, the hubris of a privileged person who has not suffered what you have suffered, or who has cut themselves off from the world. But here, then, you miss the point. Here you come to believe that life is this separate, dualistic experience, that birth and death separate our existence upon this plane, but in that, you are seeing only part of the picture of the world, the biggest deception of this world, the one from which everything else comes from. For life must be serious, and life must be taken so, if this is it, if this is all that you have, and this identity that you hold on to is truly you. But that sense of self you so much cling on to is just a fiction, a story concocted by the mind, developed from the ideas and thoughts of others, developed by experiences that you've defined and labeled from one state of being to a next, for which you've blamed and feared and suffered over. But that has never truly been you. The truth of who you are goes beyond the sense of self. It goes beyond the body. It goes beyond the ideologies that you may hold. The truth of yourself is in the oneness that we all arose from, and that we are not separate from. The truth of yourself, the true I am, is eternal and infinite, connected to all things. And in that, when you truly understand this oneness, that which you call suffering is no longer suffering. That which you call horror is no longer horror, which will not take away one moment of caring for all that are in the world. For to care for those who are struggling and suffering, who cannot or has not seen and experienced the truth you have seen and experienced, is to care for yourself. To dance through the world is to stop struggling, and to move and experience it for what it is right here and right now, knowing that each moment there will be something else to experience and do. And when you leave judgment behind, leave worry and fear and definition in the dust, when you truly set yourself from the deception of life being serious, then you can see the truth of your existence, that you have always been perfect and complete,